Yeah, here today for another episode of the Star Wars podcast, and I am here with a review of the Swarm Wars book by Troy Denning. This book takes place approximately 36 years after 36 ABY, which is about 36 years after the Battle of Yavin, and because ABY means after the Battle of Yavin. Anyways, the events in this book are occurring after a buildup of tensions between the Chiss, Kilix, and Galactic Alliance, causing what appears to be a three-way war. Basically, this is a three-way war because both the Chiss and Galactic Alliance are against the Kilix because both view the Kilix as evil and trying to take over their domains. The problem is the Chiss think that the Galactic Alliance is on the side of the Kilix. So, because of some actions of a few Jedi and some other circumstances, such as the Kilix having obtained one of the Galactic Alliance starships and such. So, it looks like to Chiss that they're on the Kilix side. So, it means that both the Chiss and Kilix are fighting the Galactic Alliance. All the major battles occur directly with the Kilix. Furthermore, uh, my opinion of this book was that this was the best book in the Dark Nest Trilogy, but wasn't necessarily a page turner either. Basically, I enjoyed the battles that were going on in this book, as much of the book was action. So there were, when you read the book, it's a lot of battles, it's a lot of this is happening, this is happening. None of these three books in the trilogy make you want to go to the next page. You're kind of trudging along to finish them all. It, it is a good book. If you want a Star Wars read and you haven't read it before, you might want to read it. There's better options out there if you haven't read them. I've reviewed some of those I haven't. But my point being is just read this one if you want to read it. Don't read it if you... I don't necessarily consider paying for it if you don't really want it all that badly. If you really want to read it, go ahead. Uh, some other things that happen in this story, by the way, spoilers do happen in my reviews of these books, is Luke takes complete control of the Jedi Order in order to eradicate any doubts about the that the Order may have. Part of this is so that he can more easily defeat the enemy. The other part is so that the Jedi Order can be reunited. I think this is probably the most major change that happens in the book. Well, most major thing, other than actually defeating the enemy. Because this has been a major idea going around in the past two books. And it semi occurs in this book a little bit. But it happens at the very beginning of the book, taking what can be seen as the most important occurrence in the book as occurring early on. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, this happened within the first 50 pages. I know it occurred within the first 100. So, that's something to take into account. Now, during this book, Jaina is also fighting for Kilix on the surface planet along with Zek, but they are separate from most of the story. So again, this ties in a little bit with the Luke thing. Jaina and Zek are the only ones that are still separate from Jedi Order and kind of working on their own at this point. When the story is over, they no longer will be because the Kilix will have been defeated but at this moment, the Killiks have not been defeated, and they still feel like they have to be on their side. So that's what they do. They fight on the side of the Killiks. Han and Leia are also trying to get Jaina for the first half of the story, but afterwards, after they go to Jaina to try attack the Chiss by the same method the Akbar was taken over with, so the Chiss will believe their story. So the Akbar was taken over. It was the Republic ship I talked about earlier by basically unexpected invasion by the Killiks. Han and Leia try the same tactic so that the Killiks, so that the Chiss will understand how the Akbar was taken over and will hopefully trust the Rebel Alliance. But that doesn't necessarily work out too well. Han and Leia have to escape the Chiss after being captured, and then they have to help destroy a super weapon that could destroy the Killiks. Furthermore, Luke had to direct attack at the Utagan Nebula, or Mara and Jace were, and there they severely injured Lomi Plo. But this is where they find out that Plo can also hide from fears, not just doubts. So Luke has to get rid of some of his fears. And then in the end, Luke encounters Lomi and Junithol aboard the Akbar, and he defeats Lomi, is able to take Raynar back and recuperate him. And for those of you that don't know, if you didn't listen to my other ones, Raynar is the Unuthol, or Raynarthol, had become the leader of the Killiks, and these three entering the Killiks is what made them come up as a threat, because of their involvement, the Killiks would have been, say, a painless species that wasn't too evolved technologically, and basically just did their own thing, wasn't a threat, didn't try to expand. But when you had a couple people that kind of become bugs themselves and integrate in, that have their own ideas, two of them being Sith, get some evilness in there, along with some human ideas of expansion and whatnot. So again, the Dark Nest Trilogy is okay. There are better Star Wars books to spend your time on, but if you want to read these, go ahead. I'm not saying can't. They were okay reads. So out of 10, I'd probably give these books a 5 or 6. So I hope this helps you guys. Sorry I wasn't able to do better on this one. It's been a little while since I read the book. Normally I do these right after I read the book. See you later. Star Wars Indiana signing out.